The commander at Vandenberg says 5 investigations are underway right now into that unprecedented string of wildfires on the base over the past week. Those fires have cost millions of dollars to fight. And News Channel 3's Keith Carls joins us live from Santa Maria. And Keith, base residents got a fire briefing tonight.
That's right. Tonight's town hall meeting, CJ, was an attempt by base commanders to essentially explain to them what was done during these wildfires, how they handled it, and also to point out that the wildfires have caused millions of dollars in damage to infrastructure and facilities on the base.
Our initial concern was trying to prevent the fire from spreading into the areas around the launch complexes and around the instrumentation that we use to support those launches.
Vandenberg Air Force Base Commander Colonel Christopher Moss used large overhead projections inside the base theater to diagram the size and scale of the wildfires that have hit the base in the past week, including the massive canyon fire on the south base that burned more than 10,000 acres.
This really was a fire of historic proportions from Vandenberg. We have not had a fire like this here in 40 years. And I'll tell you that your airmen on this base did a fantastic job making sure that we were all safe, and they did an unbelievable job preserving most of the nationally critical infrastructure that we have on this base from the fire. We did take some damage, but we'll be able to work through that, and it's beyond a doubt that things could have been much, much worse.
There have been several other smaller fires on base in addition to the canyon fire, which required evacuations. Colonel Moss says at no time was base housing at risk from any of the fires, all of which remain under investigation.
We have no results back yet from the investigation. As I mentioned, each of the 5 fires has its own investigator, so we have 5 different investigations are open. They're working through their process now. It is a lengthy process, and so we will wait until they come back to us with the results of what they find.
And Colonel Moss says that fully loaded Atlas V rocket that's been awaiting launch out of Vandenberg was never really threatened by any of these wildfires. However, he did not say when the base would attempt to launch that rocket, and at least would not give out a date for a launch window. He also mentioned that security on base has stepped up significantly amid these wildfires. Live in Santa Maria, Keith Carls, News Channel 3.